Well, there has definitely been a lot changing in the real estate market. Things have been moving around and prices have fallen in certain areas. So we'll definitely talk about that. But today we're going to be looking at the real estate market and what's really been happening over the first 6 months of 2023. Hi, I'm Jake Tysiak, that guy that sells houses. I'm a realtor here in Illinois. And as I mentioned, today we're going to be diving into the real estate market and doing a little bit of an update to see exactly where we're at 6 months into the year, talking about prices. But we'll also look at a little bit of activity, comparing it back to last year to see how it's progressing. So let's get right on into it, talking about Chicagoland area. And of course, we'll be focusing a little bit extra on DuPage County as well as Will County. So let's start off talking about our yearly average sales price. So our 12-month average, we did see fall to $361,240 across the entire MLS. And with DuPage County, you can see that it has fluctuated over the past few months, hovering right around $346,000. That's staying a little bit more consistent, and you can see Will County as well, hovering right around 346, 347. But we're going to get more into those numbers in just a little bit. Now, shifting our attention a little bit more towards market activity, we did see about 12,000 homes sold in the month of June. Now, when we look at those numbers, those are down about 18% compared to last year. Also, with DuPage County, you can see they're down about 20% and Will County down about 24%. So we have seen a shift, and there has been less activity, honestly, this year. And again, that does translate over to our new listings as well, which is down about 30% compared to last year, with just over 15,000 homes coming to market. Now, even though we are down the amount of sold homes and we're down with new listings, our under contracts are still staying pretty strong. You can see that we had just over 10,000 homes go under contract, which is only down 13% compared to last year. Even with our amount of solds being down 18%, we're still staying pretty strong and pretty consistent across all metrics when we're looking at the market activity. Now, keeping in mind, under contracts do sometimes fall apart and we see those homes return to our inventory, but still lots of activity really happening out there in the market, even still today in 2023 with our interest rates. Now, talking about inventory, those numbers, of course, are down as well. You can see we have about 16,000 homes available if you're out there shopping in the Chicagoland area, which is down about 32% compared to last year. But let's take a little look at DuPage County. DuPage County's inventory is way down. We're just around 1,000 homes. Now, this is actually down 40% compared to last June. So still not a lot of homes for sale in DuPage. And this is actually, if you look back at some of our more current trends back in 2020, it's only about 30% of our normal inventory that we would have at this time. And when we look at our inventory, as far as the amount of homes that are getting sold, how many months we can survive with the amount of inventory we currently have, we've got about 1.7 months across the entire MLS. That number is up about 0.2 of a month, and that is across DuPage County as well as Will County also. Clearly, our market is shifting around a little bit because although our averages are slowly falling, that's a longer span. And let's get a little bit more details on that and hop on the computer. So traditionally, what we talk about in my market update is our 12-month average. And the reason being is because it's an average, right? A higher price home can quickly change those numbers up a little bit. So I think a 12-month span gives us a better picture of the market as a whole. But if we look at this red line, which is the MLS, you can see since last year, it's been trending in a downward direction. But when we switch to a month-by-month situation, you can see that we've actually been trending upward for the past 6 months or so. And a lot of that is due to the fact that what happened between June and the end of last year. So let's hop over to Freddie Mac's website and take a look at some interest rates. I'll try to blow this up for you a little bit here, but you can see at July last year is really when the rates started getting up there. Now, they were creeping a little bit up to that 5%, but once we started crossing over that threshold, we got up to 7 pretty quickly at the end of October and November. And then since we've been bouncing around here in the 6s, and we're paying attention to the blue line because this is our 30-year mortgage, which is our more common product that we like to look at with rates. So how does that translate back into our sales price? Well, this is the reason I think it's so important. It's because if we notice here in June, we saw a quick drop off in prices over that time, right? They sort of inversely affected each other because people just couldn't afford as much house. But since then, we actually have seen a pretty big climb. In DuPage County, that's the blue line here. You can see now we are at our highest price point, over 500,000. And then across the entire MLS, we're still a little bit down from June, 409 to about 404. And Will County, you're about dead even with last year. So the average can be a little bit deceiving because, or not deceiving, but like I said, it's a general view. But when we look at it from a standpoint of what prices are currently doing, you can definitely see that prices are climbing over the past 6 months, so that this beginning of 2023. Now, part of the reason I think this is so important, because I think honestly there's a shift in the market itself, at least the mentality coming around to it. We do have less inventory now than we did a few years ago. And I don't know if that's necessarily going to change back to our traditional standards where like a 4 to 6 month is a average balanced market, just because things are happening so much quicker nowadays. It might be something that this is actually pertaining to our real estate market as well. Like, we don't wait for groceries anymore. People can get them delivered. You can get a sandwich from McDonald's delivered. So it might just be a situation where our market is shifting to a much faster pace. Now, of course, always, if you're looking for a home to buy or sell and need a realtor, feel free to give me a call. And I'm happy to dive into more of these numbers if you do have questions. But I appreciate you watching. My name is Jake Tysiak. I hope to see you in the next one.